everybody, welcome to One Up to Nerd. My name is Frankie.
I'm Kevin.
And you're watching our show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and make sure those notifications are on so you know when Kevin and I post awesome nerdy shit. Thanks a lot. Let's talk about games for a second. Kevin, last time we talked about you were big into Assassin's Creed. Let's talk about a little bit how far you've gotten since then.
So I'm about 60 hours into Assassin's Creed.
Good for you. Congrats. I'd like to give you a little
Thank you.
Yeah.
The last
that's
20
dedication.
The last 20 have been a grind. And there's something really weird that happens in the game is like all the majority of the storylines that are you're sort of following from the very beginning of the game die off and end at about 40 hours, or at least that was 35 to 40 depending on how you're playing it. But and then after that, it's like there's some storylines that you get right after that, and they're just not as like appealing, or you're not as invested in them. And it's like I've lost a lot of my motivation for playing because then it's super repetitive, and like at the point that you sort of finish these storylines and you get these secondary storylines that are still the main story that you're supposed to go after, you're then sort of starting to have to explore the fringe areas of the world.
So it's the grind.
It's the grind.
And if you remember correctly, I mentioned that it was the grind that where people are falling off the bandwagon.
Yeah, and
you disagree with me.
I think I did because it wasn't there for me until that point, which like I would have rather them have just ended the game there.
Really? But I mean, the story is the story's done, or
the story's still going, and there's still like different things, but the primary one that you're going after, which is all about your family and things like that, like it just ends.
That's done.
That's
done. And that finishes up at like hour what?
40. Like 35, 40, yeah.
Interesting. So the motivation to keep going after the main storyline is over. It really isn't there.
Well, and only because like there's not really any new experiences after that point. Like you're kind of getting into some unique things, but it takes you so long to travel there because like unless you're going in a really specific way and you're catching all the fast travel points, like you just have to travel so far, and like you're not just traveling by horse, you're also having to travel by boat, and then like you have to get to the ports, and then you have to manually sail your boat, which like if you're on horse you can auto run on the horse, you can't auto run on the boat, like you have to manually do it, and then you're going through pirates and you're getting attacked, like
interesting.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish it. I'm almost there. I finally unlocked the very inner circle of cultists.
So when you say finish, we're talking about like 90, like the percentage of completion according to the game, or what are we talking about?
So the way that their quest system shows is like there's core storylines, and then there's like world quests and character quests that aren't like the primary things. They're part of your odyssey, is how they frame it as your main quests. So I think you have the cultists, you're trying to kill all the cultists, which is part of your odyssey, and then you have like this other piece, which I don't want to spoil, but like those are the last two things that I have at this point, and I'm just not motivated to do. Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
But you've been getting a lot of work in on Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, man.
How's that going?
Red Dead's great.
The bar fight that you had, like, I mean, your fighting skills maybe need some work, dude, but you got to handle.
Did you read the caption though? Like, I'm like right as I'm about to start the bar fight, and the controller dies on me, and I'm like, oh fuck! Like,
it didn't look like it died that long though.
I took like 3 shots, like hard, 3 or 4 shot hard, and at that point, I'm still. I had not played the first Red Dead, so this is completely foreign to me.
Well, there was Red Dead Revolver and then there was Red Dead Redemption.
So
I haven't played either.
I'm over.
Christy played Red Dead Revolver.
Okay, yeah, good for her. Good job, Christy. Anyway, so I'm starting Red Dead, and there's this bar fight right in the beginning, and it looks so cool. Like just like the visually, it's just fantastic.
Yeah,
like you're seeing like mud caked on his face.
The graphics and the storytelling are awesome.
I mean, we're talking about a game that's 10 years in the making, and there's so much out there right now talking about the greatness of this game. I mean, is it even possible to criticize? It's like being claimed the perfect game, and there's so many times that I'm just like, I turned on my PS4, I started playing the game. I'm 35, 40 minutes into the game, and I've literally done nothing, and I don't give a shit.
Okay,
Like,
so
you're
that
just-
was the complaint that I had heard, is that it was too slow in the beginning
Well, so there's
for
a
like
little,
4 hours or
so the
something like that.
campaign's a little bit slow in the beginning, but once it opens up, then you're introduced to this open world. Now, the one thing I'll say, and this is very typical for me because I love a sandbox, right? I love to be able to like create and organize a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this game is cool, but I want to make my own game. Right, and so that's where sort of Red Dead Redemption Online comes in. That's supposedly going to be introduced later this month.
Oh, they haven't released that yet.
Oh yeah, no, it hasn't been introduced, and I'm listening or watching YouTube videos on this stuff, or at least stuff that's been already leaked on the about it, and it just seems like a Red Dead Redemption 2 MMO. I mean, this sounds
That's exciting.
ridiculous.
I know GTA 5 had a lot of legs in the online component. I think it's still doing really well.
You know, it's just really interesting, this game, because it's like, you're like, I wonder if I could do this.
Yeah, and you can.
And you can. And you're like, I wonder if I can go fishing. And it's like, you can go fishing. It's like, you kill this, you're like, you gotta go hunting, right? You gotta like, I'm gonna go kill this buck, right? You're like, I'm gonna kill this buck. And then all of a sudden it's like, all right, you gotta skin it. You're like, the fuck, I gotta skin this thing, you know? And then it's like, you skin it, and you put it on the back of your horse, and it's like, all right, pick the animation for picking up the animal and how it
It's
like
just
like
awesome.
the weight, and like he lugs it over his shoulder, and you're just like, wow, man. It's really.
Are you going to finish it?
I mean, I'm playing it. I mean, who knows if
Maybe you don't finish it. Not if the online component comes around.
Do I care if I finish it though? I mean, there's games that I care about, like right, like that I want to finish. Like I want to. Shit, I never finished Spider-Man, and I want to finish it. I care to finish that one. You know what I mean? Like
but the experience,
I care to finish
every
it
time you turn it on is good.
The experience, like, let me go back. I care to finish Spider-Man because it's a story that I'm engaged in. Okay, with Red Dead Redemption, there's a story, sure. I'm engaged in the story, but it's the world that has me captured. And I mean, I talk about
you want to live in the world.
It's the world. I mean, we're talking about some Westworld shit here. No, really. Like you go take a bath, because if you're dirty, if you're just a fucking stink shit like walking around town, people will like notice, right? And so then you got to take a bath, and it's like you're taking a bath. It's like, do you want to call somebody into the bath with you? And you're like, oh, you can do that? Like this girl's gonna give me like it's like, what? Like, so I'm playing this game, I'm like, should I feel awkward why this girl like scrubbing me down right now? Like this is, and there's not like this like a happy ending at the end of this scrub down. You're just like, this is literally a girl who's gonna give me a bath. Like, how do I even like think about what I think about this?
They're getting you primed for VR.
Oh, right. No, getting you primed for Westworld. I mean, no shit. I mean, like, it is so. I can't.
So you're enjoying it.
If I'm gonna say there is nothing out there right now that I've experienced that I could consider as more immersive than Red Dead Redemption 2.
Wow.
And I haven't heard it or seen phrased in that way, but I'm gonna put it down and sort of say that's how I feel about it. Like, it's full immersion. Like you want to learn another language? Throw another language on Red Dead Redemption. You'll learn it, because you just feel like
you're living that character's life.
Not a player playing a game. It's really, it's great. It's a lot of fun. I recommend any gamer should be playing it. Any gamer should be playing it. 100%. Okay.
What do you think about Sony not going to E3 next year?
I think they're just prepping for 2020.
Yeah.
I think that's all that is. And it's just like, hey, you know what? This year we're sitting out because we got something big for you in the following year.
What do you think it's going to do to E3 though? Because I think EA already pulled out, and they're a publisher, but Sony is a first party. Like, they're the hardware developer.
Well, let's look at the competition here. Okay, Xbox, Microsoft, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? If you're Microsoft, what do you do, knowing that EA is not going to be there and your main competitor is not going to be there?
Do you hope that people care?
Do you hope that people care, or do you double down and say, like, all right? Because in my head,
I think they're going to make their own. Like, that would be the response, is like, okay, well, if Sony's not going to go, then we're not going to go, and they're going to make their own version. Because I think that's sort of the direction that the console wars have gone in, right? Like, you're either a PlayStation console gamer or you're an Xbox console gamer. There's very few people, or a very small percentage of people, that are both. And I think that's an opportunity for individually them both to continue to develop their like their console communities. Which Microsoft just bought 2 studios down here in Orange County. They bought
No kidding.
Obsidian and
Did they bought Obsidian?
They bought Obsidian Entertainment and In Exile Entertainment. So 2 like heavy RPG companies.
Who bought them?
Microsoft. They brought them under the Microsoft brand. So I'm really curious what that's going to do to the game dev scene in Orange County. But then also like Microsoft has to knock the next gen console out of the park because they just dropped the ball so hard with this generation.
I mean, they won E3 this year, but I mean, it really makes me wonder what they're going to do next year.
Yeah.
With PS4 with PlayStation not being there, with Sony not being there.
We'll see. I think it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that competition can only be good for gamers. So hopefully.
Yeah. I definitely think, yeah, for sure. Real quick on comics. There's a new comic out by Grant Morrison. It's a new #1 on Green Lantern. You can pick it up at Nuclear Comics here in Laguna Hills and or Comic Quest in Lake Forest. Both are great stores. I support both of them.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you already read them?
No, I haven't read it yet, but Grant Morrison.
What are you waiting for, man?
Time. Too much Red Dead. Honestly, I fell asleep on my horse last night, literally playing the game. But
oh man,
no. But Grant Morrison, he has done some great works, including some Superman and some Batman: Arkham Asylum. So definitely, if you're interested in Green Lantern, which I am, and have been disappointed with some of the Green Lantern stuff that's been kind of going on. I mean, I'm hoping this is sort of the rebirth of the character that makes people interested in Green Lantern. Because for me, Green Lantern is a character that is, again, he's only sort of limited by his imagination, right? Yeah, and I think I'm a creative person. My imagination, ever since I was a kid, has always been going wild, and a character that uses that as his weapon is something that I like. That holds.
That's your favorite. Is that your favorite superhero?
No, it's not necessarily my favorite. I don't know if I have a favorite, but there's something that resonates with me about Green Lantern, and it's specifically about his ability to use his creativity to be the superhero in general. And that's something that's unique that nobody else has. So that being said, I didn't want to get too much into it, but I definitely, if you're a comic reader, pick that one up for sure. Okay. Let's see. One of the next things that I'd like to talk about, and we'll finish it with this.
Yeah. Okay. Let's finish it up. Big time casting for The Mandalorian, headed by Jon Favreau. So if this goes well, this is the TV show, right?
This is the live action TV show that if it's successful, I'll give all the credit to Bob Iger. That's right, motherfucker. Pedro Pascal, he was Viper in Game of Thrones. He was Whiskey in Kingsman. And he is going to be our main protagonist. And I really enjoyed him in Game of Thrones. I love him. And I think, you see the
Kingman, not so much.
Well, you mean to play the bad guy, kind of, sort of, yes and no, good and bad. I mean, he had.
Well, I didn't like him anyways. I liked him in Game of Thrones.
So, but I mean, I see the picture of the character in the Mandalorian armor, and then I see Pedro Pascal, and I'm like, that's 100% a fit. It's a 100% a fit. Like, give me that. I am stoked for that 100%. I'm behind it. Jon Favreau, make it happen. I love you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't think that anything that Jon Favreau touches can be bad.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't think I've seen a bad Jon Favreau.
So I'm happy. I'm very happy with that. And then there were rumors of that, and then it was like clicked, and I'm like, yep.
Where's that going to be? Is that going to be like cable? Or is that going to be like TV?
It's going to be on Disney's new streaming service. You're gonna have to get it. You listen. I mean,
you mean Hulu?
You should. This should have been one of our talking points. Is Disney's streaming service? Yeah. Is gonna crush.
They're gonna call it Disney Plus, right?
I don't know what the name of it is. Actually,
I think that's what it's called.
They're gonna crush. I mean, they got Tom Hiddleston as Loki having his own series. They have the Scarlet Witch. I'm forgetting the actress's name. She has her own series. Yeah, they're like. I mean, the original content that is going to be on that platform is going to just annihilate.
I hope Disney takes all the Marvel content off of Netflix.
I think most of it will. I mean, we've already lost Luke Cage. We already lost. What's his face? So, it is what it is. But I'm happy with The Mandalorian.
Iron Fist, Luke Cage.
Yeah. And you know what? They made another announcement is that Cassian Andor, is it Cassian Andor? Why am I thinking something different? But Cassian, he's the spy in Rogue, in Star Wars Rogue. Right? He's getting his own show
Interesting.
That's like sort of like a prequel to him meeting up with Jin and everything else, which I think.
So maybe instead of the canceled movies from the terrible Solo movie, they're gonna take everything to TV.
Man, and it continues.
No, yeah, the Disney's streaming service is gonna just have so much content. I can't imagine them not being successful.
I'm gonna do a little bit more research, and next time we come back on the show, I want to talk a little bit more about it and exactly what, or at least we can find, is going to be on it from the start. Because this is huge. I really think this is big time news, and I wish we were doing this podcast 5-6 years ago, because when Apple TV was starting to like really progress as a piece of hardware that people were buying and adding to their just so like their how they get media, is I sort of thought that we would see small independent TV channels, and that we would be able to subscribe. Wouldn't be the big publishers, which I was wrong about.
Yeah.
But it would be like the little guys coming up with their own channels. And it's sort of becoming this like one and the same. It's like the big guys are saying, okay, we don't have to subscribe to the channels necessarily. We can be our own platform. Disney can be its own platform. And that's what's happening. It's really, really kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, the Netflix model is still giving those little guys the opportunity, but it's not in the form of a channel. It's just in the form of they're funding all of this content generation.
Right.
Like, they've got, I think, like, I don't know how many original shows Netflix has at this point, but they're just funding so much new content from new directors, new artists, like whoever.
Yeah, Outlaw King just came out.
I'm a little curious how Disney's going to do that. Like, to fill their platform with content that isn't just their like existing IPs, because I think that should be enough to keep them afloat for who knows how long.
Fox.
Yeah,
think about that.
But but Fox,
think about what they bought.
So
think about with Fox.
They
also got Kingsman with Fox.
Yeah,
they got Deadpool with Fox. They got X-Men with Fox. I mean, is it so far out of the realm of sort of?
I guess my point there is, do you only want to see that stuff? Or do you want to see new things that are outside of that realm, like original content? Or do you only want to see the Disney IPs? Like, I think I'm going to get tired of it, I guess is my concern in the long run.
I think what we're going to see is you're going to open, okay, well, let me give a little background here. I used to work for Nestle, okay? Mm-hmm. And when I started working for Nestle, they were like, check out this is our portfolio. This is the Nestle portfolio. You can go down every aisle in the grocery store and you'll find a Nestle product. Yeah. It was like, holy shit. I think you're going to find a little bit of that surprise waiting for you when you open up the Disney streaming app and you're like, wow, there's so much more here than I ever could have even thought I knew.
In the immediate, like, first couple years, I think that's absolutely going to be the case. Like, just all the shows that you just listed off that are going to be on there from the start, I think is going to be super compelling. But the fatigue in the long run, right? Like, and that's sort of what I think you were getting at last time talking about the Star Wars stuff coming out, is maybe people are getting tired with Star Wars because quality issues, whatever. But that's a real potential issue. Like, if they have one bad series, like, I got fatigue on the Marvel shows on Netflix. Like, I don't want to go watch, Iron Fist
Daredevil
season 2.
Like, still really good. I haven't finished it, but it's really good.
I like it. It is, and I watched the first 2 episodes of season 3, but like, I'm just like not motivated to go watch it.
If you're gonna get like a Scarlet Witch series with $100 million budget, a Loki series with $100 million budget, a Mandalorian series with $100 million budget, all of these shows that are gonna come out onto that service, and it's gonna be like, no, we're not gonna come out with a product that it doesn't have the full support of Disney behind it. We're going at it aggressively, and we're going to put some production value on it, and we're going to we're putting big name actors behind these shows. I mean, this isn't like trying to see if this is going to work. This is we're going to make this work, and it's kind of scary.
It's a really good point
in a good way.
It's a really good point, because I think I wonder if there's a world where Disney stops releasing movies in theaters because of this. Like, what if they just release their movies on their streaming service? Because if you think about it, $15.
Oh my God, Kevin, I have serious goosebumps. Why? That's a crazy concept.
$20 a month from 100 million people, or however many people I don't know how many subscribers Netflix has, but I have to imagine that's going to be as popular. That many subscribers getting hit for $15, $20 a month every month is way more valuable than one person going to the movies and paying $15 for a ticket.
Well, did you see that Aquaman's being released? If you're in, I think Amazon Prime, or is it No, I have Prime, and I don't have what they're advertising. It's some service, and if you have it, you can watch Aquaman 5 days early.
Yeah,
on the streaming service. So I mean,
the Movie Pass.
I don't know, but this is kind of. I mean, what you're saying to me kind of makes sense. I mean, totally makes sense. And I'm kind of like, damn, like what, like.
Netflix is going in that direction, right? They
but
made
I don't
Bright.
want to not see my movies in the theater.
I don't need to go,
dude. We're not.
You
I
can
mean, we don't have time for this.
You can get a 75-inch TV from Costco right now for like $750.
Yeah. No. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm with you.
Like
100%. This is one of the.
You can get surround sound that's like movie quality in your home for like another $300.
Yeah.
And like that's gonna give you way more investment.
I have the I forget what it's called. Sonos. That system's
incredible.
Awesome. We don't have time for this today, but one of the big things, huge things that we're going to talk about on the next show is Avatar. And they finished production on the 4th and 5th movie. Think about that.
What happened to the 2nd and 3rd ones?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, they're
making 4.
Those have been long done.
They're making 4. Yeah.
No, we're talking about 5 movies now, and there's just a lot. There's a lot of stuff coming out about those films. We're definitely going to talk about that on the next show. Super excited. But I think we're wrapping, right?
Yeah. We're at about an hour and 15 almost.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought, but it's been great. It's been a great episode, guys. Thanks for listening.
You guys enjoy the show.
Thanks for watching. I
forgot about the camera.
Yeah, there's a camera, and if you like our show,
is it still recording this time? Oh, it is. Look at it. The light's still blinking. Yeah. Good job.
So make sure you like, subscribe, make sure the notifications are on. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out. Buy our shirts.
Support us.
We got some cool shirts. Honestly, they're really, really comfortable. I'm not wearing one right now, but Kevin is.
It's like my favorite quality shirt.
Yeah, it's American Apparel. And again, if you buy a shirt between now and the end of 2018, we're giving 15% to the Stanley Foundation. And we want to honor his memory in the best way we can. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening. We'll check back with you next month. And by then, honestly, that will be our 1-year anniversary of the podcast. And that's
our goal was 1 a month. We hit 10. Still happy about it. We learned a ton in terms of like, and our production value has gone up.
Now we have a studio. It's super cool.
We figured out how to use our microphones.
This has come to fruition. Oh my god, it sounds great right now. Yeah, I'm hoping that this is the best one ever. So I will also, Kevin. I'm going to be a permanent person.
You're a permanent person. I don't think that's possible.
I'm a permanent. I'm here.
Got about another 50 years.
I have a permanent position on Tabletop Takeover now.
Oh,
They've
cool.
asked me to be on the show now every month, so I'll be
look at you
doing that. I'm representing One Up to Nerd. Yeah, because everybody has like their own thing. So I'm Frankie with One Up to Nerd.
I'm gonna have to come to that one time.
You should come, because we end up like staying late and playing a game. Like we played the Reckoner, so we got other games we're gonna be playing. Cool. There's a long list, including Fireball Island. Anyways, that'll do it for us today. Thanks, guys, for listening. I'm Frankie,
and I'm Kevin,
and this has been One Up to Nerd. Catch you guys later.